So how are we going to do it? How are we going to do it? Bum, bum, bum. Federal funding. Easy. That's the money. That's where we need to get it. Our most urgent matters of public health, national defense, and economic stability are all science-based issues, whether it's food stability, disease, cybersecurity, or sourcing energy. It's all science. So we need to prepare ourselves and keep ourselves safe with our federal government investing in scientific research and development to make the scientific breakthroughs we need, which will be helped by innovation hubs across the country, including Boston, and building safe and reliable infrastructure systems for food, water, energy, and information for the American people, including all of Massachusetts. We need our federal funding. We've stopped investing in science. What the heck we have the money? Well, we're just printing it, but we can't keep printing money. Those Band-Aids don't help, all right? They cause more problems. We need to invest in stability, and stability comes from food, water, energy, and information, real resources, not just fiat money, all right? Like science spending. We've decreased the amount of science spending. It used to be, I don't have it. It used to be about 1%. No, I'm making that up. Let's go with the notes here. All right, we've cut science spending in half, all right? And our military budget has grown enormously. And we're seeing the repercussions of not investing in science and over-investing in military. We have military instability. We're not solving any problems. We're feeding a military-industrial complex, spending lots and lots of money, and it's causing more problems instead of focusing on ourselves. But at the same time, we cut infrastructure spending. We cut science spending. Now science takes only less than 1%. It takes federal science spending is 0.7% on science of our GDP, all right? Military spending is 3.2% of our GDP, all right? And we're suffering the consequences of that now. We're not prepared. If we allocated our money in preparation for a biological threat, we would be all set. We would have had a head start. These viruses don't come out of nowhere. There's SARS, coronavirus, Zika. These things are all foreseeable. They're just developments of the same diseases or viruses. And we see the foreseeable diseases. We know that other things can evolve from those and keep coming. But instead, we decided on wasting money for the past 20 years bombing different countries, spending trillions of dollars, and we spent nothing on ourselves here. And like I said, we see the results of that. Higher suicide rate, higher drug overdose rate, the middle class completely disappearing because we've stopped investing in the science that provides economic growth. All right, we need to invest in infrastructure and science. That's what the federal government needs to do, and they need to direct it towards Boston because it's the biggest payoff. All right, like I went over earlier, Massachusetts, global leading economy. Massachusetts, in the perfect pivotal position to help with our universities, our research industries. We can just let that grow. Instead of investing money to start that somewhere else, invest in what's working, and Massachusetts works. So let's invest in Massachusetts. Let's double down on what works. It provides the fastest and most immediate results because we need these scientific breakthroughs fast. So let's invest in Massachusetts because we have all the preconditions for science-based success. And then, like I said, infrastructure and science. We have federal government invest with grants in the science innovation in our state. That's going to inject a bunch of money into our state and lead to cures. Then we invest in the infrastructure of our state. That's going to create lots of jobs and prepare us for the future. The two of those, we're going to knock it out of the park. All right? And like I said, I want to help grow all this with the Innovation Hub, spokes of transit going out to the suburbs, eliminate traffic and congestion, and have a bullet train connect that all the way to Boston to make the proximity of our Innovation Hub even better. Dude, and our country needs to invest in science like our lives depend on it. Because you see, it does. Let's invest in science. Let's invest in infrastructure. So a lot of the projects, lots of federal money. Then it takes private investment to get things done. All right. Yeah, it does. I'm not talking shit about finance. Finance is awesome, especially when it moves money to get shit done. and improve lives with products, medicines, and machines. All right? The private sector plays a large role, and finance plays an extraordinarily important role. As of all the problems I said, finance serving finance, we need to direct as finance serving production. All right? That means increasing employment, increasing production, getting people to work and actually making stuff, not just printing money. That's what I mean. Directing finance towards production. All right? That's going to help us fight our debt economy, but it's also going to help us start producing things, even if it's just infrastructure. All right? Even if we're just producing clean water for us to drink. That creates jobs and produces something that we benefit from. So that's where the finance should go. And finance invests, what do we got? Like finance invests in, finance does the banking that makes the loans for the machinery, for the people, for the real estate. That's what finance is good for, leads to a product. Then we have the, the private sector, investing in these companies that are trying to make these breakthroughs. Private investment, venture capital, seed funding. Once we make the federal investment into what we want, which is sustainable infrastructure and research and development for food, water, energy, and information, the broad basis, then the private finance and private sector are going to jump in and come up with the solutions they need because there's going to be billions of dollars on the table. Why not take advantage? Finance knows this. And why do I say food, water, energy, and information? Because if you find breakthroughs in something like how to desalinate water that efficiently and economically, every country in the world is going to want a piece of that technology. There's billions of dollars at stake here in these breakthroughs, whether it's for food, water, energy, and information. Any little bit is going to have the opportunity for billions of dollars, trillions of dollars. All right? So that's why the government should be focused, because we need it. And that will entice private investment, because there's an enormous payoff and it's safe. It's backed by us. We're not printing fake money. We're producing things, gaining stability. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and when we invest in infrastructure and research and development, it makes people wealthy. There's global applications, and it grows our economy. And that also includes us directing finance towards production, also requires that we need to reform our education system. That's just a debt-sucking machine dissolving the middle class. This terrible mechanism has more negative effects than positive effects right now. So we also need to improve our education because we have so many threats. We need people able to meet those threats of climate change, population growth, and economic decline. All right? So we need to reform our education system so we're not having finance serve finance. When we invest in our education system, we have a product of better students, more skilled, less debt. And also the project of building the suburbs with the spokes of little spokes of transit to go out to the suburbs. It's going to help people become homeowners sooner. So we're not going to be having a finance system where we have rent-seeking behavior of just growing these apartments where you're spending God knows how much money just to get by and live in this congested neighborhood just so you're a little bit closer to this congested city. We need to eliminate those costs and turn people into homeowners faster with less debt. And we do that by expanding into central Massachusetts with a bullet train and building an innovation hub and building suburbs around them. So we need to direct finance towards production. The best places here in Massachusetts are towards research and development, scientific research and development towards food, water, energy, and information. And that includes diseases, cybersecurity, and then invest in our infrastructure for those same systems. That's where we do it. We create jobs and we create a better future for ourselves. And we give people an element of freedom, right?